Fix my light. Oh, my light's horrible. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Courtney G's Spot. I'm your host, Courtney G. Here we go on a Saturday night, doing what we do, inviting everybody to come join the community. We're on the positive night, as you can tell by my attire. We did the negative last night. In the past few weeks, we've been doing the positive on Friday, negative on Saturday, but we are we're switching it up because of our co-host. He is a little bit more grumpy and enjoys expelling himself on the bad nights and is available on Friday. So here we are on Saturday talking about the good stuff. We vented last night, so now we're here on Saturday to talk about the things that will enlighten us and maybe perhaps bring us to the next week, bringing us through the next week in a positive manner, knowing that it's going to be okay no matter what we do. Again, I'm followed with my co-host tonight, DC, in the house.
What up? How we doing this Saturday evening? I hope you guys are relaxing from your busy work weeks. If you are not a 9-to-5er, my friend, I understand. I hope you're doing your best to relax as much as you can this evening and have a good time. Hopefully we can help improve the mood, have some fun, and go on about some good times.
I can understand about not being that 9-to-5. I actually had to work a few hours this morning on a Saturday. Wake up early. I am naturally awake at 6 o'clock in the morning. I could go live at 6 in the morning, just wake up with you people and just show you how it is. But no, I wake up on a natural state. And here I am Saturday doing some work. I took a nap this afternoon, so I'm ready to go talking about whatever we need to talk about. Just having a good time. We threw some subject up on the board we're going to put in tonight as soon as we get a couple followers. We have our usual normal YouTube entourage in the house is the only one we got. But that is okay. There's still somebody watching, even if you're supposed to watch.
Again, Mr. YouTube guy, live now, or the person that maybe has to review our video later. Hey, I hope you're having a good night. Hopefully you're not working too hard.
You're still a person, too. Even though you're not allowed to talk to us, we get it. We understand the struggle. Just because you get paid more than we will ever get paid and do things on a simpler manner doesn't mean you are not a human being and we cannot relate to you about your sorrows and problems. I don't mind busting my ass for money. That's what I've been doing for most of my life, and I will continue to do that. But you are still here. You are still a person, and you are still observing us. So there's a chance that maybe perhaps we'll say something that is inspiring, and maybe you can move on to the next level of your life. You are probably way younger than me too, so maybe that is
maybe you already do it better.
Maybe you're probably right. You millennials seem to have it in. You think you're going to be millionaires by the time you're 30. So good luck with that shit.
Oh man, I'm sure we probably the YouTube salty millennial YouTube guy was just like, okay, boomer. Speaking of that,
boomers, this whole new adaptation of boomers. Here, I'm going to take it back one step. Okay, remember Ghost Ride the Whip?
Oh,
Ghost Ride the Whip was a thing back in the 90s. It was. If you don't know what this term means because you are more familiar with Kiki, Ghost Ride the Whip was when you would put your car in a neutral, perhaps at a stoplight, and when the light turned green, the car would move forward, and you would step out of it, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. But now it's called doing the Kiki. It's a readaptation of some shit that was already invented a long time ago.
And that's all it is nowadays. And
rehashing is what it is.
I don't know if they're. I don't know what the deal is. I don't get it. The only thing that I think the real argument is at the end of the day is the younger generation grew up so differently than we did.
It's just too much access. It's every single time I think of anything that, like, just dealing with life. Back in the day, again, it's not even that long ago when I say back in the day. Literally just a decade. If you had a problem, you had to figure the crap out by either doing it. You would talk to your circle of friends, which were in the vicinity of your walking distance or bike, your parents, if they were cool enough to talk to about this situation. But there was no Google. Even finding paraphernalia in your parents' garage, there was no Google to figure out what that was.
Right.
You had to have someone in your life that knew about it or had heard a story about that. You find a naked picture in your daddy's sock drawer. You just deal with it. What is this object that I have seen that I feel different about? You don't get to Google boobies. That wasn't a thing in the 90s. You had to figure it out. And even, I mean, Cinemax was still fresh.
Yeah, HBO wasn't until I was like 13.
Fresh and trying to show boobies.
That's like 2002, something like that.
But even before that, in the late 90s, the what they called Skinemax at that time was the reveal.
If you stayed up till 10 or 11.
10 or 11, you turned over the right channel.
If you know what the Cat House is, welcome to the show.
The Cat House. There was a documentary. Anyway, we'll just go with that. But that was a different world. So there was no chance to Google your problems.
Nope.
So you just dealt with your problems. And so now the kids, when they have a problem, their parents don't answer it and their friends don't answer it. Instead of figuring out themselves, you Google it. And then you try to, then there's a wiki on this, and there's a hash on this, and there's a forum on that, and if you take this, and then you do this with this, it's going to get you this. No, just deal with it and move on. You go. I don't know. That's why there's no balls in anybody, male or female. Metaphorically speaking, it has nothing to do with the physical form of balls. It's the metaphorical strength to move forward past the problem where you have an issue. I don't. There's not that anymore.
Yeah, I agree. It's the inability to personally deal with anything on a, like, we'll call it real life level.
Yeah, rejection
with the ability, and even on not even the focus of being able to Google anything now. Mm-hmm. Like, you have social media where you can potentially go and through all this stuff. Like, how often do you see something on your Facebook page where somebody's just like, oh, F this person or stuff like that because they screwed me on this deal or something like that. It's so much easier to bash somebody nowadays
because you have that barrier, you have
have that protection, and you can feel like you can say whatever you want to say.
In the 90s, no, there was no wall.
There was no wall. You had to go say this on that person's front porch when call them on the phone.
I mean, you could go to your room and say it to the wall, literally the wall in your room, but you could just get it out.
Yeah,
but nobody's going to hear it. So if you wanted to blast it, there was no blasting it to 10,000 people. There was no, here's a thumbs up for your opinion. No. You either say it to yourself or you say it to that person. Because if you didn't say it to the person, you said it to your friend, it was going to get back to that person.
Man.
That's all it was.
Telephone was a horrible thing. Like, are they guys like rumors? I don't even know what rumors were called back in our day. But
that was just everything. We were just saying right before the show about telephone. In fact, he just mentioned this. The payphone.
Oh yeah,
the payphone back then. That's not a thing anymore.
It's not a thing anymore.
The phrase "I'm going to a payphone" was never a thing. It was always "I'm going to go find a payphone."
Again, you didn't have Google to be like, "Hey, where's the nearest ATM? Where can I find this ATM payphone at?"
There was one ATM and perhaps one or two payphones.
Right.
And it was at a creepy bus station on the corner with a blinky light above you. And the door never worked. And then you don't know the phone number of the person. So there's that giant phone book. So you had to know the name of the person. Or you memorized the phone number. Remember memorizing phone numbers?
Oh, yeah. You had to actually learn people's phone numbers.
How many people out there actually know their own damn phone number?
Oh, man. Hey.
Tell me your own phone number.
Luckily,
don't actually tell me your phone number.
Don't call this, but I'm going to say it because this phone number still exists at the house I grew up in, but it was 557-5855.
And how old were you?
Oh, man, I learned that at like 6.
Yes, I had one. There was one, and I think I was 4. The only reason I remember this because when we were selling our trailer at the time, and the picture was in the for sale sign was in the window, and the phone number is 633-7026. And I was 4 years. This is like 1985. So 633-7026. That's the same. Call it. I don't give a shit. I don't know who's there now.
Well, you didn't put the area code in. I thought to not do that as well. So
it didn't matter.
You can try every area code. You might get the person that lives there. Good
but
luck.
that's you memorized. That was a thing. I was
or you had your little planner notebook because you didn't have a cell phone to keep all your notes and all your dates and stuff.
A Rolodex.
A
Rolodex that had all the phone numbers.
You had to carry around a physical book, a little book, maybe the size of your cell phone now, but it was still just paper.
Remember the term black book?
Oh man!
If you know what a black book is,
shoot,
playa.
Hey.
I had a black book.
Oh,
It only had about 15 names and numbers, maybe a couple addresses, but I had a black book at one point. But that was in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was a thing. That was pen and paper. That was a thing. You just did it.
Technology.
And then by doing and physically writing down something, your brain connected to it and you would memorize it. So it was almost no need for that paper at that point because you were just
eventually
just catch on to those numbers.
You always had it for like somebody's, hey bro, take my number and call me later.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna I can't remember. I'm horrible with numbers. I'm very bad at math. So if somebody was just like, hey bro, my number is blah 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 bullshit, call me later.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. What? Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Write
that on a slip of paper, a napkin.
Write that on a napkin real quick. I can't remember that. It's not like now when you can just, hey, let me put your phone number in my phone.
Right.
Yeah. So
text me your number real quick. Here's my number. I'm going to tell you what my number.
Right.
Find me on Facebook. No. Nope.
Did not exist.
See that we're just appealing to the older crowd. That's what we honestly, truthfully. We would love anybody and everybody from every age and every range. But
yeah, if you guys all show up, man, we'll do whatever.
We'll talk about
We're
anything.
still going to be us. We're never not going to be us. We're never not going to talk about things.
I'm just telling about things I remember.
Yeah.
Commercials.
Now, you guys got to get into the conversation. Tell us about you. We want to hear what you're doing.
There's a second person involved. Is that you?
That is not. Okay. That's a new second person.
That's not a new. No, we got two people, and we said we got a YouTube person, and we got you. Are you watching live?
Yeah.
Okay, that's you in there. So it's just us. But again, if you're coming across this later on, there's still options. Like we do this every Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, if you come across this later on and you like what you see, please subscribe.
Get involved.
Comment down there. Say, hey, you guys suck. Your lighting's horrible.
I can actually accept it. Again, I'm from the 80s. You can tell me I'm a piece of shit, and I will move on about my life and accept that because I don't cry about
lighting.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Okay, this is the mission, guys. We're just starting, right? This is episode 12. So we're trying to find our YouTube footing. We're going to be here in this talk show, chat, radio show thing that we're doing, and we're going to make it work. So that's what we're doing. We want to hang out with you guys. We want to hear stuff from you. Mm-hmm. That's what the whole point is, a community that we want to start of people that we can show the world eventually, hopefully, that we're not that different. Mm-hmm. And if we could all just realize that we're all going through the same stuff, you could thus then easily look at the person next to you and be like, hey, mm-hmm. maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe if I hold this door for them or offer to take their car. Oh my God. I do that all the time. I'll be walking into the store through the parking lot and I'll see this person, maybe got 2 or 3 bags left, and I'll stop and I'll wait. And I'll be like, hey, I'll take that card if you're done with it. And yeah, like 8 out of 10 times, they're sincerely just impressed. They're like, oh, wow, thank you. And I'm like, it's just a nice thing to do. And, it really, most of the time, it impacts their day. And it's such a small action.
It really, that is the whole butterfly effect in action. It is amazing how many things you could do that will just make them not go home. And I know it sounds cliche, but kick their dog. I mean, that really is really, you can, someone is brewing in their own filth, and you come along and you, in an act of kindness, perhaps let them have something ahead of you or give them a moment of calmness or human compassion. And it just branches. And what I said earlier with like a crack in your windshield, where it hits, and at that moment it sparks something that branches onto this over here, and you have just created a branch of happiness that was not there before because of a simple, how do you do that? Like people take the highs from the people behind the counters at the grocery stores for granted. Yes, they're trained to do that crap, but engage them in conversation sometimes. They will do that. And if they don't, they're not trained for that. And then themselves are having a bad day. But then in doing so, you could maybe bring them out of their bad day. It's all we're all together, man. It's so simple. It seems so simple.
I was gonna say along with my whole killing people with kindness, like in any situation, I've worked a lot of customer service in my life, so you can imagine I've dealt with a lot of screaming people, so many screaming people, and I've sincerely found just honestly trying to cater to them either diffuses the situation because that's just what they want. They want attention. That's why they're screaming. And unless they really just want to be a jerkhole, sometimes they really just get more upset. They're all like, you're not listening. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to give you exactly what you want. I understand what you're saying. I just want to come to a conclusion that we can both be happy with.
There are those people that are, no matter what you do, they will not come around.
And what it comes down to in that aspect is the fact that they're pretty much just control freaks at that point, because it's what you're suggesting at that point. It doesn't matter. It's exactly what they want.
Right.
It's the fact that you have suggested it to them.
And they can't, regardless of what it is, even if it is what they want. You don't tell me what I want, even though you know what I want. You can't know what I want. Just relinquish control. Let them have that moment. And I've had people like that myself, where I drive in the taxi. I drove a taxi for 3 years, and that one person they warn you about as you go to pick them up, they said this guy's going to be mean. The moment he gets in the car, just starts bitching and moaning about whatever, just griping about life and everything. And I made him laugh. And on the way back, you drop him off. He's going to get alcohol. He got to have a schnapps. Got to have my schnapps. But drop them off, and you made them laugh. And so they're like, I'll give you a little smile and how do you do? You don't get a tip. That's just how it is. But those moments, though, they're still.
I wish I could think of a specific one right now, but definitely in my normal day-to-day basis, if you ask anybody that actually knows me, I've said this 1,000 times, and everybody that does know me will tell you that I am like the biggest flirt in the whole world, when in reality I'm just really nice. And I guess in this day and age, that's what really nice is you being a flirt. And yeah, sure, I'm nicer to girls, but as a dude in this day and age, if you're really nice to another dude, he's gonna be like, it's a little weird, bro.
Yeah.
So unless they're like really close to me, then I won't be as nice to them. But as our friendship greatens, then the boundaries expand, and you can be nicer to them in a fact. But
I could give you 1,000 examples of this ridiculous crap that like the one I think I already told about, the one where I get the guy the money for his baby formula. Oh, okay. I'll tell this one, even though I have to be vague on the substance on which I transferred to the person. But I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, on a train ride across the United States to California to go to my new home. And I had stopped, and there was like a 3 or 4 hour delay because transferring trains or whatever, conductors, whatever they got to do. And you get off the train, and you're in a state where there's things that are legal that aren't in other states, so you partake in things. And during my walk around the city, I came across these 2 homeless gentlemen underneath the bridge, like real homeless, not begging for money homeless, real homeless, where they're just sitting there doing nothing under a bridge. And I walk up to them, and I had a piece of the situation that I was partaking in. And these guys one of them was Asian, and I knew this only because of the way he talked, and because they were both so tan, because they were out in the New Mexico desert in the heat for so long, so dark, they matched their outfits because they were dirty as well. And I reached my hand out with this item, and I spotted them from yards away, and I walked over to them. And I reached out and I handed this to them, and I said, I know this is extremely odd, but would you guys like this? And they looked at what was in my hand, and they looked at my face, and they were so blown away that this had just happened. They looked at me like I had just fallen from heaven as an angel and just presented them with the Holy Grail. And they said, thank you. And they were a little, skittish at first to take it because whatever. But I gave it and walked off. And it's just tiny moments like that. I know this is not a big thing. And I know the fact that what it was just not socially acceptable at the moment. But I made those guys' day for that moment. I wasn't there very long. I had to get back on a train, hop back, and get back to California. But the fact that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I tried to give a little bit of peace to somebody, and I didn't have money. I was extremely poor. I was on a train. I had nothing. I have everything in my backpack. I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing every time I give to someone in need. Every single time I have nothing. What I have in my wallet is probably what I have. And I usually hand those people something out of that wallet. I don't know, because they're worse off than me. I have a roof. I know I joke about the mansion shit. I don't have a fucking mansion. I have a roof, and I have a job, and I have a car, and I have water, and I have macaroni on some days. So that's what I accept. And those people out there, some of them actually don't. So in those moments, it's nice to help and give to somebody, especially when you know the authenticity of what they are. They're not just a person bouncing from corner to corner trying to collect gas money.
Right. Actually, that kind of brings up a situation. One time, I know these people from working at the gas station. I worked at this gas station that was next to a not so nice neighborhood. And unfortunately, you get to know some people because they're always in there hanging out. And so it's been long since I've worked at that particular gas station, but it's around the corner from my house. So I go there a lot. And the guy seen me one day, and he was like, hey, will you give me a ride to Walmart? Well, it turns out they were selling their old cell phones. And I don't know if you know anything about those cell phone recycling places, but they don't really give you too much, even for like the nicer stuff. So They got, I think it was like $14. And they legit went in there, bought some toilet paper and like $6 worth of ramen. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I was like, that really blows. So, I paid for their like $8 worth of stuff for them because they only got $14. I was like, man, if that's really all they got, to the point where they bought just ramen, because I've been there. I mean, back in my college days and stuff like that, man, I lived off peanut butter sandwiches, I dig that struggle. And I mean, whatever.
Real life.
Hey, there you go. And I mean, like, okay, sure, whatever. Like I said, it wasn't next to the best place. I'm sure, they're doing whatever with their money, and that's why they're buying ramen noodles. But, at that point, it's $8. I mean,
it's still a human being trying to survive.
Yeah,
it's really
they're still human beings. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Just because their morals and values don't meet yours, as long as they're not harming anybody else, there's no problem with what they're doing, and let them alone. If they want to buy ramen noodles and toilet paper, more power to. I helped I think I mentioned this in an episode recently though, but I helped a girl just walking into a gas station. I had this whole map in my head of what I wanted to do. Walked in, I heard her struggling, just trying to get gas. She put change on the counter. It's like, how much can this get me? Do you guys have $2? I could blah, blah, blah. So I, lost track thought of what I was trying to get and put $2 on the counter just to help the struggle. Because, again, I've also been there. We've all been there. That's the point. We're all just the same. We've all been through this struggle. You can't pay this bill. You can't buy this gas. You can't buy this food. You have only peanut butter, macaroni, and cheese in your countertop. And that's only because someone was gracious enough to bring you a box. And
no doubt.
Yeah.
But, man, I tell you what, a long story of you being behind somebody and helping them out. Actually, one time, again, back in my college days, I was on my way to college orientation, and I was driving 45 minutes away. Wasn't really sure where I was at because I've been to there before. Well, I guess I don't live anywhere near there anymore. So I was going to Sacramento in California, and somehow I ended up almost an hour north of Sacramento And I had no money. My mom gave me $12 to put in my gas tank to go to Sacramento and back, basically from Sacramento to San Francisco. So, that's not a lot of money, even back in 2006, to be driving to Sacramento, San Francisco and back.
Crap. So, I even think gas prices might have been worse back then at that point.
I definitely got close to $5 before it was all said and done when I moved out of California in like 2010. But, yeah, so I get it almost an hour away, and I'm like lost. I'm trying to find this exit, and obviously I missed it because it turned out that the exit was right there, and the school was like right off the exit. And if you were paying attention, you would have seen the big old school right there. Yeah, so sorry about the table there. But so I'm in line at the gas station, no money at all. I'm calling my mom, like hoping that maybe technology will work and she can give like the people her card number over the phone so she can put some gas in my car.
Right.
And so like literally unbeknownst to me, I'm in this line for like 10 minutes because it's a huge line. I guess it was like some kind of travel day or something. I don't know. I walked into this gas station, the line's like out the door and around the corner, but so I'm on the phone in line talking to my mom, and as I step up to the counter, this lady steps around me and sets a $20 bill on the table and says, "Hey, go ahead and give this to him for gas." And I didn't even know. I didn't know what to do. I was on the phone, like I said. I was sitting there. I was about to walk up and like, "Hey, this is my story."
Yeah.
And the lady steps around me and puts a $20 bill on the table and says, "Put it on whatever pump he's on."
Yeah, that's just cool. I mean,
man.
So amongst the horde, there are those people. They're out there. They're the good people that really want to help the world. And you're observing a couple of them in this video. Like, these are the things we do. I really wish I could play back every moment in my life and put a YouTube clip video up about all the crap that I've done for people, because it's phenomenal.
Well, that's okay. Again, that's what we're here for. We want to start a community of people that are either like-minded or, hopefully encourage them to, spread the love.
Yeah.
Spread the love, my friend.
Regardless of what a vast amount of money I am come to, I'm going to continue to help people. And I do it regularly anyway. I do it every day. And there's always something I do. I'm extremely tall. And on a regular basis, for some reason, people see me as a stepladder, and I will walk through grocery stores, and little old ladies and people will ask me to get the top shelf of whatever. And I've called this to myself walking into stores before. I've walked into a grocery store, and I said to myself, I'm going to help someone in here. And sure as shit, I walk in, and a few hours later, there's a little old lady. Can you help me get the Nabisco treats off the top shelf? And yes, I do, because that's what I do. And the simplest of things, I could say no. That's an option. That is an actual option as a human being, is to say, no, I can't, and walk on. And I bet there's people out there.
I was just about to say that it happens every day.
They say no.
Ask yourself, how many times have you seen a situation where you've been like, man, I would help them, but I've got to be wherever.
And when I drive by someone on the side of the road and I haven't stopped to at least see if they're okay, I feel extremely horrible, because I have a habit of doing that. Most recently, 2 weeks ago, pulling out of the driveway of the house where I go to the person's house to where we all meet together and we go to work. So pulling out of the driveway, this lady, not paying attention in an SUV, runs over this massive slab of concrete that would be at the bottom of a post. Runs it over. You could hear her, and it rolls down the highway. She slides into the ditch. Woo! I'm the only one out of guaranteed 20 cars that has pulled the car to the side of the road, ran up 30 yards backwards, helped the 12-year-old child that has got him out of his mother's vehicle, and pushed this giant slab of concrete out of the road. And then I myself walked over to her, made sure she had someone to call as traffic continues down the road. Now, the little 12-year-old boy, thank you. He did great. His mom was great getting him to get out. She had to be out, and they were blocking traffic. Got it. Makes sense. But not a one person besides me got out of her car to make sure this woman was all right.
Not even a single person slow down, roll the window down.
A couple people slowed down, but I think because of the side road, it wasn't a highway, and people were already going very, very slow. That helped with the slowing down, but nobody got out. Nobody helped push the concrete block. Nobody got out and made sure she was okay. Nothing. I ran down the road to see if she was okay. Again, I don't try to say these things I'm not special. I just do the things that there's a lot of people that do exactly what I do. I'm not special. This is just what I do.
For sure. And again, I understand there. I'm not saying, be 20 minutes late to work to help this person, but in that situation where you helped the lady that slid off the road, man, if you work at a place that sucks so bad that you show up 20 minutes late and they're like, what's the deal, bro? And you're like, I seen this lady hit this chunk of concrete and slide off the road and had to get her kid and her out of the car. And they say anything but, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
good job.
Go ahead and go to work.
Your place sucks.
Like,
go find a new place.
Go find a new job.
You don't need that.
And go on Yelp or whatever the crap you can do
anything.
And thrash them.
You're so better than that.
If your boss cannot accept the fact that you help people. No, what's up, Tyler?
Big Tyler was in the house. I was going to shout you out as soon as we got to the end of that whole tangent right there. But Tyler, what's up? Good evening.
What's up, Tyler? Cuz
we're just talking about humanity and how we can be better human beings. And
30 minutes in, you'll have to just catch up on that. That's all it is about being positive. And what did we talk about so far? I have just been so.
It's really just been
on a tangent.
How society could open their eyes to other people more. And we're not saying, give everything away, but, if you just help one more time more than you would have, that's one more thing that's going to have the, hopefully, maybe people driving by seeing you on the side of the road helping that lady out of the car.
Felt some sort of inspiration,
yeah.
Okay, then maybe that's a lot of what it was, too. Everything they saw, it was okay. They realized everything was fine.
They're like, hey, that guy's got it under control.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, inspired them to go home and say, I'm going to go help Johnny build an engine. And then go down and they tell an inspirational story. And next thing you know, that Johnny goes out and saves the cat from a fiery tree or something. It's just butterflies. It's the butterfly effect.
Again, we are absolutely naturally as human beings a pack species. We always work better in teams, and
it takes a village. That phrase is not.
It is not. It's
incorrect.
It is not expired. It's still very valid.
It's just not in the works anymore.
I mean, if you know anything about the Alaska Bush people, they still do a lot of trading and stuff like that. And it's not even just here's this nice thing. Will you do this for me? It's still hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type deal. Hey, I know how to build roofs, you know how to fix cars, come fix my car, I'll come fix your roof.
On that note, hands down, I want to create a society. I'm not going to say the words in which I have described the society because it is very off-putting, but that is that concept. Just come together. Everybody's doing this. Everybody wants to do this. People are doing this all over the place, and that's fine. I want to do the same thing. But we just work off no religion. This isn't come worship this or bring your problems to that. I don't want your money. I don't want your family. Just come as a group and bring your own. What can you do? Yeah. Just what can you do?
Absolutely. And when we say no religion, we're not saying you can't bring your whatever. Bring whatever. We're talking like the day of 9/11 when the streets finally all the dust cleared and they started pulling people out of places. You can see so many photos of people just moving stuff, trying to help people get into places, and it didn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you look like.
Everybody just wanted to help.
Believed. It doesn't matter. You can believe whatever the hell you want. Believe whatever you want. Don't push it on anybody else. Don't shun other people for what they believe. It's the only thing I say. Don't harm and don't downsize. Don't downsize other people's beliefs or cultures or problems. I don't care. If you believe trees, you come back as a fucking tree. Come back as a tree.
Oh, dude.
High five,
I
bro.
want
That's
to come
amazing.
back as an animal so bad.
Yeah.
I hope that's real. And
Like
you get to come
honey
back.
badger?
No, not a honey badger. Like, hey, I'd want to be a wolf. To be super honest, like I've always been in love with wolves. But
Yeah.
if I could be a wolf, I want to be anything that flies. That's not an insect that dies in 48 hours.
I think a giraffe is my spirit animal. I think that's what's nice.
Yeah, at this point, you're just a giraffe. You're just hitting your head on limbs and stuff.
Oh,
and no
man.
other animal knows anything
True
about
story.
it.
I've hit my head on a ceiling fan. How many people out there have hit their head on a ceiling fan? That's real life.
Man.
Real life.
That's crazy. I think the only time I've like been able to say I could probably do that is in like a super cheap studio apartment where the ceiling's like
If
a
you
6
hit
foot
your head on a
ceiling.
ceiling fan, I don't even want to walk into that room. Tyler's talking about he loves
He's
wolves.
got his huskies. Hey Tyler, hey man, I had this beautiful Alaskan husky wolf mix, full blood wolf mix.
Did it have the dew claw?
Oh, I don't remember,
That
but
has,
this
like,
thing
6
was so beautiful. But it being like full half wolf, as you can imagine, it was very wild and very hard. We put it inside a full concealed cage, buried that cage 2 feet down under the ground, and he still dug his way out. And this dog wouldn't harm a thing, but it looked like a wolf. So you can imagine when this wolf thing starts running through the neighborhood, 911 starts lighting up.
Oh, yeah.
There's a friggin' wild animal running around. And every time the sheriff would come out and be like, get your dog. And after about 8 times of that, they're like, look, if you can't keep your dog somewhere that's not making all these people call us, then you need to, get rid of the dog. And yeah, we definitely knew that we tried to put it in our side yard, and it was like a little run thing, and it was mostly a concrete path. And then it had stone around it, and underneath all that was dirt. Like, we really don't even we know how he got out. He dug a hole, but the hole was so small. It was a 125-pound dog, and the hole was so small. We were not even really sure how he squeezed out of there. But again, it's a wild animal. It wanted out. It was gonna go, and we wish we could have concreted the whole side and put posts in and stuff like that. But the dog was so beautiful. And again, this is before the social media age, so I can't just like pull it
you
up
can't
and
Google.
drop it in the corner and be like, look at my dog, you know?
Tyler, we were talking about that earlier back in the 90s. Whenever we had an issue, you couldn't just Google your problem. If your friends or your parents or your family didn't know how to solve your problem, you just dealt with it and moved on through life. So, yeah, that was part of what we were discussing in the earlier parts of the video, is our inability to figure out things. Well, no, we did. You just figured it out. You did it on your own, and I feel like.
And if you didn't do it on your own, again, you had to have somebody that knew that you needed your roof fixed. You had to know somebody that knew how to do roofs. And if you didn't know anybody that knew how to do roofs, then you'd either have to pay somebody whose job it was to do roofs, or figure out how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And it was literally figure it out, because again, you can't Google. Google wasn't there. AOL was basically useless as a search engine.
Yeah, you didn't search. You search for a chat room on AOL.
That's what you were getting.
Perhaps one of 3 of the fake celebrity naked video pictures out there.
Yeah, hey, for sure.
No, there was nothing on AOL.
So yeah, until about like 95 to 98, when Windows started coming out, was when like Yahoo started coming out, and Yahoo was the like pretty good search engine. You could actually kind of find stuff on there, but it was still more news and sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, just news and sports.
And
basically anything you could find in the local newspaper, you would probably find on Yahoo.
Right. So, I mean,
you couldn't get any open heart surgeries or how to fine-tune your Mazda.
Matter of fact, my in-law broke his hip here a little while back. He's doing pretty good so far, recovering very well, taking it easy like he should. But yeah, he broke his hip. We were talking about it today, about how, man, he's like, man, if I could have handled the pain, I could probably YouTube how to, pin my own hip in instead of dealing with these doctors.
Right.
And I was like, that is a solid fact, my friend.
Absolutely.
There is so many surgical procedures on YouTube, and in the observation video part to the actual like college video they might watch in class, and then just a talk about it type video.
When's it going to be the first fully achieved open heart surgery that was reviewed and observed off of YouTube? That's going to happen.
hopefully the FBI doesn't come after me for this. But with my second child, closer to the end, it wasn't exactly facing the right way, and they would have to thus then turn them. And for some odd reason, we were really sure that the doctors weren't going to want to do that, and it was just for whatever reason. And my girl really, really did not like surgery. She was not having a C-section. So legit, I YouTubed it, and I watched like an hour's worth of YouTube videos on the subject. Like, I didn't YouTube 1 3-minute video and then go turn a baby, bro. Like,
you turned your own baby?
Yeah, I turned my own baby. I watched 60 minutes worth of YouTube videos.
How have you never told me this? That's insanely amazing.
Yeah. So,
you turned your own baby?
Yeah. Is that impressive? Yeah.
I'm kind of jaw dropped right now.
Yeah, you can ask Tisha next time you see her. But Caden. Yeah, he was facing up when he was supposed to be facing down, and they found.
Hold on, I got this. I'm gonna turn the baby. But holy shit!
It was a highly calculated decision. Like I said, I watched it. I feel like a legit. Maybe it was an hour and a half even. But
See, that's how
every single video I could find.
That couldn't have happened in the '90s because you would have just guessed. I'm like, all right, I just stick a hand in. I'm gonna push on the foot, and maybe it'll spin around. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's even what my girl said. She was like, I still don't know how you could tell which end it was. I'm like.
That's why you watch so much YouTube. Yeah, because you're like, if I can learn to turn a baby, I can learn to float or like turn water into wine or something. Holy crap.
Tyler said he learned to be a surgical tech on YouTube at my old job at the hospital. See? And even your brother, he said he does the roofing. He told us he just learned.
That's the best part. If actually this generation utilized the internet properly, they would be the smartest.
That's the drippiest thing I can find right now.
Generation ever conceived. The information available to you people out there is boundless, and yet you just let me watch another person play a video game. Why? It's the age of information where the receivers are all retarded.
Oh, we're sorry.
Not in the medical sense, as your generation would put it. My generation uses that word for the mentally dumb. And that speaking is the person that refuses to adapt to human society and to do the basic information to advance the people around you. I'm not talking about mentally handicapped. Those people are geniuses.
Yeah, man.
Geniuses above anything you will ever understand. When I say retarded, I'm talking about the guy outside that think it's more interesting to talk about his truck than to not hit his wife in the face. I don't know. Like just be a human being. Just that's all I'm saying. If you can't be a normal everyday person, that's the category you fit into.
Yep.
If you cannot humanize, you are that category. Mentally handicapped people are amazing.
You're awesome.
I have been through around tons of many different types with many different disabilities, and I have yet to find one that is a mean-hearted individual. They're
all nice, and you want to know why? It's because they're so just graciously just unaware of society that it doesn't pollute them.
Yeah.
They're
not polluted by the bullshit that the retarded people are out here pumping out on a regular basis. Like the Fox this and the CNN that's and the information of the this and this is going to kill you that's and it's just pumping.
They're just living life, man.
They don't care.
I don't even remember how to find it anymore. But if you know what I'm talking about, there was that autistic kid on ABC, I think it was, singing Whitney Houston. Like, man, and he was just rocking it. How many of you don't even sing in public? How many? Because you're so afraid of what? Other people?
Rejection.
Who cares,
and opinion.
Bro?
Yeah.
You?
What was that blind autistic kid from 2019's America's Got Talent?
Oh, man.
That could play the piano and sing, and I think he won.
He did.
He
actually.
won. That I could not watch that guy without tearing up. Like, it was unbelievable.
His name was Cody Lee.
Cody Lee.
Dude was
Cody Lee.
Amazing.
Look it up if you've never seen this.
If you've never seen Cody Lee, you don't watch regular TV.
And his mother is a saint.
What do you know about her?
Just the fact that she fed him and let him be who he wanted to be, and did that, and every day for the entirety of his life has been there to wipe his ass and to do these things that he can't do.
I mean, I definitely dig that, and I really want to be like as unoffensive as possible with this statement. But if you do, or have a special needs child, and you have ever held them back from, there was some really awesome other routines, and there was some really loud claps. But on those 4 routines, like, you'd think the superstar of the superstars was there and just performed their best song ever. Mm-hmm. Every single one. People were standing. You couldn't hear anything else but applause and cheering. It was like being at the Super Bowl, except it was these kids.
Because they just wanted to live. There's no other regard for the dumb crap that we have to deal with, and that's what makes it so beautiful. And actually, if you look biologically inward at some of that, they have an extra chromosome.
It's got to be the awesome one, man. I want that chromosome. Right. I want to be awesome.
They have that no give a shit chromosome.
Right, for sure. It's definitely an ID gap chromosome, and they just do them, and they can't be slowed down because they're so pure. They just remain so pure.
But then on the flip side, you got the Cletus and Velveeta's out there, to quote a famous movie, that are reproducing on a 6 and 7 child rate, that have no intention on paying attention to their kids because their crack house out in the back of the trailer park isn't. And then here we go. Yeah, and we got a progression of society that is full of shit.
I don't know, but yeah, Chad's in the house.
What's up, Chad?
Hey, those reminders, big dog. If you do not have the bell on, that's a big one. But if you have clicked the bell over there next to the subscribe button and you're still not getting your notifications,
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9
Friday
p.m.
and Saturday.
Friday, same thing every past 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
We're here, buddy.
We've been doing this for 6 weeks.
Yeah, episode 12.
6 weeks.
Hey, getting it in. Hey, we were going to talk a lot about that. Coming up in 2020, my friends, early 2020, hopefully things will be changing tides, and we will get our production up. We'll have better lighting. We'll have better cameras. Yeah. We'll have a better setup. We may not even be in this actual physical location.
Yeah, we're trying to get this internet thing going. We're trying to get the lighting better.
Yeah, personally, I'm going to be moving. That's the whole thing about the production thing, is I'm going to be personally moving at the beginning of 2020, and I'm hoping to find a place that will have space for us to set up a dedicated studio so we can actually up our production. Yeah, right now this is up to hotspot. It's in this gentleman's living room.
I actually got my chat working tonight. Hey. I had to reset the YouTube, but because I did that, it got the chat generating, so I can actually see when you people type in. So that's good. But yeah, we're going to upgrade a lot of stuff. There's all these investment stuff. Chad, I know you're not into Bitcoin, man, but you should look into some stuff now that you're into investments. There's some things happening by the end of the year. I just heard a thing about Bitcoin going to the point to where it's going to be twice as hard to mine. So the hash rate on that, and if you don't know what that means, none of this matters to you, but it's going to be halved to the point of the value is going to increase. Don't know how much. It's been doing the same thing for the past 4 years.
Wait. Is the hash rate going to be
halved? So if you were getting 1, potentially, you're now going to get half.
Yeah, so you're going to get 0.5.
Right.
So basically, right now, I don't know what the hash rate is. If you come in and you know everything about mining, I don't know what the current hash rate is to 1, but whatever to 1 is right now will only get you a half in the future when they half it.
So the value is the scarcity is what they're talking about. It's going to increase the value is the hope for next year. So all this other crap that I do, altcoins and all these things are hopefully going to pop off. I want this production. I don't care if this doesn't fund this. If my life funds get better, I'm going to fund this.
Absolutely.
Because this is our new thing. So
we're gonna try to help as many people as we can. That's the thing. We want to actually, change the world. We always got told that when you're a kid, you could change the world if you wanted to, and you tried hard enough. We're starting a little late, but
this might be a good time. This might be a good time. This is the time.
Maybe this is it. Maybe we can be the next.
Myers is in the house. What's up, Myers?
Hey, Myers, what's good, baby?
Y'all are popping in 40 minutes late. Where you at, Myers? I know you don't got any friends.
Come on, bro. You can't tell me. Get the
9 p.m. Bitches.
9 p.m. Friday and Saturday night.
I know. If everybody's got dementia, I get it. Chad, I get it.
It's okay.
Tyler,
it's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to be here.
We're getting views. We're getting watch time. It's okay. Eventually, in the future, again, production's going to go up. We might actually start making videos outside of our live shows. Right now, again, we're just trying to find our balance in the YouTube world.
We need help from you people, too. So make sure you spread the word and tell other people.
Yeah, tell other people. It doesn't matter.
Go back and watch the beginning of this crap, too, because we got 40 minutes of content that you might be involved in. We want to up this stuff. You make it to work on time, at least. Well, that's fine, because they're fucking paying you. What does that have to do with me? I'm not paying you yet. If I was paying you, you'd be here on time. I guarantee that.
I don't know if he's shooting at you or if he's shooting at me, because I'm definitely the one that's never on time.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Chad. We definitely, Chad, we're, it's right now, again, we had this idea.
You guys are great.
And in this day and age.
You're watching. That's the fact.
We definitely know that if we don't do it, we're not going to do it. So we just started doing it.
Yeah.
No, we don't have the best stuff to jump into it, but we don't need the best stuff. If you guys are digging what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, get the bell.
Get all those thumbs up. We got 3 people in the house. Everybody hit that thumbs up.
Hit the thumbs up right now.
If you could actually see the
reason we can't get 4 thumbs up right now.
If you guys could see the behind the scenes, I'm actually on cardboard boxes on a table with a marker drawn out, sitting behind a broken lamp. Next to a cardboard cutout with a wallpaper situation on it. So there's a lot of production to be done. So yes, as the future continues, we're going to see. Tyler's already hit the thumbs up. We're going to get it, especially if you guys keep talking about it and keep coming back and watching. We keep getting the support. It's eventually just going to get out there, and that's what it's going to be. And yes, we're going to help people. We started the engine. Now we're going to drive the car around the track as many times as possible. So thank you. See, there goes the thumbs up already.
We're at 3. We got 3. Thank you, guys. Super awesome.
Here, I'll show you my cat real quick.
Hey, cat time.
Since it's at the end of the video.
Hey, kitty.
I put Pickles up here. This is Pickles.
What's up,
He's
buddy?
Probably tired.
Hey, what you doing? Check him out.
Guys,
Kitty.
Okay.
We got to put him in here for 2 seconds so we can get the thumbnail, so everybody will click on this and be like, what's this cat in the outer space with this dude behind it?
Yeah, this is the clickbait we need right here, because I am not going to get it putting my face up there, because this is not working.
Yes, Tyler, clickbait for sure. We gotta start somewhere.
But this is our Saturday night video, so we're going to get some editing done tomorrow. Dave's on it. He's got this shit. He's getting better at it. He's got some clips up there. You guys should go check out the clips.
Yeah, go check out our other videos.
We put a bunch of clips up there. Send those to your friends. If they can't figure out what the hell we're doing, that's what it is. You're going to see the stuff that's going on. We're trying to get the funny stuff out of the hour-long
For
talk.
sure. And hey, if you're in here right now, go ahead and vote on this. Or if you see this later, go ahead and throw this in the opinion. You think we should shoot a separate video that will be on our channel that's like 3 to 5 minutes long, that basically just explains the premise of the channel? Because sometimes we try to say as much in the live as possible, but it doesn't always get fully described. And then we could throw that little thing in the description and say, go check that out. You can see what we're exactly about. Because, again, it's hard to describe everything we want to do. Our thoughts are so vast. All we know is we want to start a community of people that help other people spread the love, live it fully every day, and help the world flourish as the human race. Because at this point, it's going downhill. It's going downhill real fast.
I don't have any cat ears.
Cats. Put your cat ears on. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, totally.
Tyler, I was trying to think of that with the G-spot drops. I was doing that at the beginning
Tyler,
of the week.
thank you.
The daily inspiration, 5 to 10 minutes long, like something in the middle of the week. Yeah, we have another concept we've been throwing out there. It's in the spirit of what most people would say Mystery Science Theater 3000 and reaction videos, to where we sit alongside you as you watch a movie with us. But you would have to, anyway, it's a whole long thing. You would have to watch the movie yourself and observe us on your phone and listen.
Mike says inspiration's cool. Inspiration.
See?
So maybe we'll go ahead and just start doing inspirational videos. I know we're definitely going to try to get into Instagram more often. If you're not following us on Instagram, we'll get the hashtags down there.
So that Baby Jesus, is that what it is?
You made it, man.
It's either at Baby Jesus or at I'll find it real quick. At _ Baby Jesus _ I'll find it real quick.
Mike, who do you watch do that? Mike, you tell me. Please send me a link right now, because we've definitely been doing a lot of research on what is our quote unquote niche. And if there's somebody out there doing inspirational speeches every day, I want to see it.
I'm gonna type in my G-spot thing right here, Instagram. What? Chad,
I see where you're trying to go with that, but that is the craziest thing to just be brought up right there. Mike, I've looked, dude. Like, I mean, here, I'll look again right now, Mike.
Hey, which one is it? Is it this one or is it this one?
It's either one. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They'll find you. They'll see our channel and hopefully figure it out. We got to find inspiration.
In the chat is the tag for the Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We have 14.
Mike, are you talking about like all these inspirational speech videos? Is that what you're getting at there, my friend? Because I definitely have seen those before. And I mean, obviously, there would be more superimposed videos. Like, those are well put together. Like, they shot those in studios and stuff like that. Like, we'd just be doing like on the spot. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, ours is more of an. We're trying to make it to the point of where it's so interactive. It doesn't matter when you click on it; it's going to affect you, regardless.
Absolutely.
So you middle of the night, you wake up and you roll over and you click the thing for some weird reason. It's still you're gonna feel it. So anything that we do, that's the point of it. So even with the playback of what we have just done, you're gonna get something out of it. That's the point of what we're doing, to help, to have fun, to enjoy, to progress, and to balance. And yeah.
Right now, all we can do is talk. So we're talking. We're gonna, get out there more and more and get people involved. And as people get involved, it's gonna pick up more speed. And as it picks up more speed, we're gonna have more ability to reach out and do things. And once that ability comes, we're going to really get into some good content.
Yeah, of course, money helps. That's part of what we were talking about earlier. 2020 is going to open up a whole another door in our world. Right now, we're at the very, very beginning. Pretend this is South Park and construction paper in a sense, because this is construction paper. We've got nothing. Again, the studio is nothing. You should see this crap. It's
one day before we upgrade, we'll show you what we've been sitting in.
Actually, the pictures are on the Instagram. I mean, look on the Instagram. You can see a picture of the actual studio from a different angle. It's just cardboard boxes. I mean, we got nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're getting
when we get there, we could literally say we started at the bottom.
And then we'll be there.
And hopefully you guys come with us and we can grow together and start impacting the world.
Tyler, the walkthrough is going to happen when I get 100 subscribers. Is that what we said?
Subscribers?
Was it 100 or 500?
We'll do it at 100. You want to do it at 1,000?
We'll do it at 100. I'll do the walkthrough at 100.
Yeah, 100 subscribers.
And then at 500, I'll put my hair down.
Oh no! And then at 1,000, I'll show my face.
You want to see what DC looks like behind the scenes?
Oh man,
we got to get 1,000 people in here.
Yep.
Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. I don't give a shit. Tell them to subscribe.
If your dog's got an Instagram nowadays, that is not uncommon. Go ahead and follow Baby Jesus.
Follow him.
Get it in
because
there.
you never know what's going to happen.
Up there in the chat.
We love you guys for doing this. Thank you for coming in, even if it was at the end. Go back and watch the beginning of the video, Myers. You might find something interesting. Chad, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We
Tyler,
appreciate the love.
always here, big dog. So much inspiration.
You guys are awesome. Well, we were going to
you.
cut it, and we're going to figure out something to do during the week. Even if it's not this week, keep coming with comments. To ask your friends. Tell them to watch this crap and tell them to give us comments. Maybe they'll come up with something.
Yeah, I mean, we can only be what you want if you tell us what you want. We're not psychic. We're just trying to do our best here, guys.
We're community driven, so we love you guys. And remember, the only you that you need to be is you.
And don't forget to live it fully every day.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.